This is based out of Charlotte, North Carolina. This is the W4BFB, Mecklenburg.
Night edition of the Metrolina 2-meter emergency net. This is a net sponsored by the Mecklenburg Amateur Radio Society. Hello, I'm Rodney. I'm located in Harrisburg, North Carolina, and I'm your net control station this evening. We meet here each evening at this time, and the primary frequency we meet on is the 146.940 megahertz repeater. This repeater is linked to other repeaters and to Echolink. If this repeater is not available, the alternate net frequency is the 145.290 megahertz repeater, or if all repeaters fail, we'll meet on simplex at 146.520 megahertz. If you're checking in on Echolink, there is about a 1.5 second delay until we get audio after you push your key to mic button either on your smartphone or on your computer. So just give it a little second or so there after you key it up for Echolink and then start talking.
This is a great net, 9 p.m.
All right, at this time, are there any stations with emergency or priority traffic? Please call W4BFB or net control. Always good that there's not any emergencies out there, so let's move on. At this time, are there any stations with traffic or announcements? Please call W4BFB or net control. And net control would like to say one thing. I had 54 check-ins last Monday. I think that was my all-time high for check-ins on regular nights. Yep, 54 check-ins. Man, I was happy with that. Let's see if we can do that again tonight. All right, any traffic or announcements, please call net control. Not hearing anything. Net Control would also like to remind everybody that the W4BFB, the Mecklenburg Amateur Radio Society, meets at the last Tuesday of every month at the St. Giles Evangelical Church. That's located off of Emerywood Road here in Charlotte. Maybe Emerywood Drive. Forgive me for not knowing the difference between the two. If it's Drive, it's Avenue. Excuse me. 2027 Emerywood Avenue here in Charlotte. So we'd be honored to have you come by and check us out, see what we're all about. I believe the last Tuesday of this month will be around the 31st, I believe it is, of this month. So last Tuesday of the month, check it out. Come check us out. All right. Let's go ahead and say all stations are cordially invited to check in, and when checking in, please give your call sign for the log, and I'd like to also get your first name and your location. If you cannot stay for the informal part of the net, which follows the formal part of the net, please indicate by saying out after formal or in and out. First category tonight is portable and mobile stations. I'll take any call sign, any station, but please be portable or mobile only. Please call W4BFB or net control. W4BFB. Check in and out. November 4, November Hotel Tango. And for NAC, 20 and Sanders, and also by proxy. Road Mike 4, Charlie, Sierra Bravo, Marlin, also in Sanders, Portland. See you, Rodney. 7-3. Have a seat.
Net control. Please check in, Kilo Mike 4, Foxtrot Lima uniform, Brandon, South Charlotte, we'll be here.
Net control.
Please check in, Kilo Mike 4, Foxtrot Lima, Victor, KM4FLV, Jeff, South Charlotte. I'll stick around with you tonight. Good evening, everyone.
W2ROD, this is November 4, Papa Sierra, November. Susan in East Charlotte, mobile on Echolink, just getting off the 485 on Harrisburg Road. Please check me in and out if I didn't say that before.
right, we're going to break right there. What a great group of people we had here to check in with us so far. All right, that's N4NHT, Mr. No Hang Time. That's Dwayne up there in Stanley mobiling around. Be careful out there, Dwayne. We got his lovely bride, Miss Marla. That's KM4CSB. She's right there hand in hand with him as they drive around up there in Stanley. Stanley ain't too big to drive around in, Dwayne. He's probably up there going down to the Hardee's or the, what's that steakhouse up there? Golly, I can't think. The Woodshed. Probably up there going to get something for dinner tonight. All right, then we had W4WNC. I believe I got your call sign right there, Bill. W4WNC. And Bill's in Weddington. If not, let me know, Bill, and we'll correct that. But then we had Mr. Brandon. Mr. Brandon's also an alternate net controller here. Net controller a little bit everywhere around the area. So thank you, Brandon, for all you do. That's KM4FLU. He's in South Charlotte. And then there's Brandon's dad. That's how we know you, Jeff, Brandon's dad. He's KM4FLV. Got both of y'all sticking around there, both located in South Charlotte. Then we got Miss Susan. Miss Susan's our editor for our newsletter at the W4BFB, and we want to thank her for that. She's just getting off of 485 right up the street from me here, it sounds like, up here on Harrisburg Road. So you be careful, Miss Susan, out there. That's N4PSN. And Miss Susan's here in Charlotte. All right, we've had 6 check-ins tonight. Let's see who else is out there wanting to check in. We're going to ask one more time. More mobiles and portables, please call Net Control.
KC3BBI.
ROD. And Rodney, please check in and out. Kilo 4, Juliet Foxtrot Mike. Mike, South Charlotte, coming to you on HT tonight. Hope everybody has a great evening. 73. Hope you too. ROD. Mr. Rodney and everyone on the net, if you would be so kind, please check in and out. Kilo 4, Juliet Romeo Whiskey left. I'm in Newton tonight. 4, W2 ROD. The call is Whiskey 4, Whiskey November Tango. Right. Net control. This is Whiskey 4 Sierra Juliet November. Please check me in and out. I'm mobile in with Susan on Harrisburg Road. This is Steve. Let's break right there real quick. Man, I'm as confused as a June bug in the month of May flying around out here in my yard. I had a gentleman check in, and I think it was KC3BBI. Is that correct, sir?
Yeah, I just now got my bow phone figured out here. I had some received code that turned that back off, but KC3BBI Concord Mills, Robert from Concord.
Hey, give me your first name. I believe your name's Robert, but don't hold me to that. Is that correct, Robert?
That's right.
Robert, I got you down there, and I'll recognize you. Just give me a second. I'm also, let's see, I had, is that W4WNT? Bill, was that you correcting me? I'm sorry, or was that another station that was coming in there? Yes, that was me, Roger, WNT as in Tango. Thank you. Okay, the confusion's over. I got it. And thank y'all for helping me out with that. Let me re-correct myself. W4WNT, Bill up there in Weddington. Thank you, Bill, for correcting me on that. Then we have KC3BBI. That's Robert up in Concord mobiling around. I like that antenna you got on your QRZ page there. And see, you got all sorts of other stuff on there. Thank you for coming by, Robert. Don't be a stranger checking in with us here at the Metrolina 2-meter emergency net. Then we had at number 8 tonight on our check-ins, KK4JFM. That's Mr. Mike. Mr. Mike's one of our alternate net controllers here at the Mecklenburg Amateur Radio Society's sponsored Metrolina 2-meter emergency net. So thank you, Mike, for what you do. And then we got Mr. Les. Mr. Les is up there in Newton, KK4JRW. Mr. Les is Mr. Sunday Night for the Piedmont Spotter Group. So we want to thank him for that. got Steve mobiling around out there with Miss Susan. And y'all be careful. I didn't know y'all was together. Well, goodness gracious, that's W4SJN. All right, we want to thank y'all for coming by. Let's see who else is out there. Goodness gracious, we've got all these mobiles and portables out here coming in on us. Let's see if there's somebody else out there wanting to check in with us. Please call Net Control. I think we got it all. Let's go ahead and move to our Echo Link now. And let's see, that's going to be any call sign, and please be on Echo Link. Please call W2ROD or Net Control.
W2ROD, this is Whiskey Alpha 3, Juliet Golf. Al, somewhere around Raleigh and Angier. I'll be sticking around, Rodney.
All right, I see there's one other station here on Echo Link that ain't checked in yet. I'll give you one more shot, but let me first recognize WA3JJG, that's Al up there in Angier, somewhere around Raleigh. All right, there's one more station that hadn't checked in there yet. Let's see if he wants to check in with us, or maybe he just wants to sit back and listen. If you don't want to check in, I understand. But all right, one more time, please be on Echo Link and check in with us here at the Metrolina 2-meter emergency net. We'll move on to the next category. Our next category is going to be 220 megahertz repeater, and we do this to help promote the 220 band and our 220 repeater. We'll take any station, any call sign, but please be on the 220 side only. Please call W2ROD or Net Control. W2ROD.
Good evening, Rodney. Hope you're picking me up this evening. We're getting a signal tonight, so we thought we'd give the 220 band a try. Please check in Whiskey Bravo 4, Uniform Delta. That's WB4UD, Howard. And go ahead and proxy in my better half, if you would, please, sir, for the log. Her name is Miss Petey. The call is Kilo Mike 4, Mike Tango India. That's KM4MTI. Our location is Lincolnton, North Carolina. Again, hope you got a good copy on us tonight. It's F3s. We will both be in and out tonight, Rodney. Have a good night and good evening.
W2ROD. Check in John in Thomasville. That's Kilo Fox 4, Quebec, Delta Sierra. And Rodney, go ahead and check in my wife sitting right here beside of me. And her call is Kilo 4, November, Whiskey, Romeo. And her name is Amy. Check her in too while she's there. And good hearing you tonight, Rodney. And the 220 band is booming in here in Thomasville, which is actually the best I've heard in a while. KM4QDS. Woo-wee! We got us 3 check-ins here, or 4 check-ins, excuse me, on the 220 band tonight. Let's do a break right here. All right, we got Mr. Howard up there. Yeah, Howard, you coming in great. You and John both coming in great. I'll have to flip the 220 on. I'll tell you what, while y'all sitting there, I'm just reaching up there. Let me turn the volume down a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and do some 220 in here just a minute. I'm going to call a few times on it to see how it sounds different to y'all. Let's recognize at number 12 tonight, WB4UD, that's Howard up in Lincolnton, along with his lovely bride, Miss Petey, KM4MTI. And thank y'all for coming by. Then we got John up in Thomasville. John, I was up there in Thomasville last week. I don't know if you heard me or not when I was talking about it, but I swung up there, looked at a trailer up there, but didn't get it. But that's KF4QDS. That's John. And his lovely bride, Miss Amy, KK4NWR. Thank y'all for coming by and checking in with us and being dedicated to our net. from up there in Thomasville and in Lincolnton there. Howard makes all of them. Let's see, we also, looks like we've picked up another person here on Echolink, and we'll ask for Echolink again just to give it, because I know it's hard for you Echolink guys to get in. But let's go ahead and see now. We'll break the 220 and go back to Echolink. Please call Net Control if you're on Echolink, if you're wanting to check in.
Net Control, please check in, VE1. PJW Peter up here in Halifax there, Rodney. And I'll be sticking around tonight.
All right, we're going to break right there. That's Peter up there in Halifax, Nova Scotia. Man, anytime you want to come in here, Peter, I always try to make room for you because you're a dedicated check-in there with us. And I always, I'm getting a text message from Ken down there in Montgomery, Alabama, N300P. He's wanting me to check him in. He says he's not feeling like he needs to check in tonight, talk with us here because he's working. But I'll go over that for just a minute. All right, that's VE1 PJW Peter in Halifax. Thank you for checking in with us there, Peter. All right, we're going to jump off of the 220 and off of the Echolink. We're going to give those regular roll call people a chance to check in. Now, last week I did it backwards, so it's only fair this week I do it forwards, and we're going to do the alpha through Mike. So we're going to get the A through M guys check in first this week.
Okay, here we go.
M, please call Net Control.
Net Control. Please check in and out. Whiskey 2, Alpha, Bravo, Tango, Stephen in South Charlotte. Hope you have a good evening.
W2ROG.
Rodney, would you please check in and out? Kilo India 4, Foxtrot Alpha Quebec, Stephen in Indian Land. Hope you have a good evening.
W Control.
Rodney, please check in Kilo 8 India Papa, David in Stallings. Good evening, and I'll be in and out.
BRL, Robert, Bethlehem. Good evening, all.
W2ROD. Please check in Kilo Charlie 4, Kilo Quebec Charlie. This is Johnny in Statesville.
All right, we're going to break right there real quick. Recognize these stations. Hey, Mr. Ken, it's down there in Montgomery, Alabama, listening to us. He just gave me a message here and said that please check him in by proxy. He's having a little tough time right there with his work. That can't let loose. That's N300P, Mr. Ken. He's always here with us, so we don't want to leave him out, of course. He's usually on Echolink. Then we got WC9CW, Mr. Clyde up in Albemarle. Mr. Clyde, if you're listening in, check me in by proxy on your net, sir. I wish I could get into it, but of course I'm calling this one. So please check in W2ROD, Rodney in Harrisburg. Then we have KI4FAQ, Mr. Stephen in Indian Land. Stevens, our head VE here and liaison for the Mecklenburg Amateur Radio Society when we have our net testing, our testing for upgrades and to become a ham. So we want to recognize Stephen for that. KI4FAQ. Thank you, Stephen, for coming by. Then we have K8IP, Mr. David in Stallings. Thank you, David, for coming by and checking in on my net. Thank you, thank you. Then we got my buddy Robert, and that's W4BRL. He's up there in Bethlehem, checking in with us down this way. And he was number 21 on our check-ins tonight. And then at number 22 on our check-ins is KC4KQC. I think I got that right, Johnny. That's a mouthful. KC4KQC. That's Johnny up in Statesville. All right, any corrections or additions to the alpha through Mike, that's A through M, please call Net Control.
Net Control. Please check in and out Whiskey 2 Alpha Bravo Tango Stephen in South Charlotte.
I hear anything. Let's go on. Let those guys in that November through Zulu category check in this time around now. That's
They're not
M
getting
through
me.
Z. Please call net control. W4BFB. Sure. November.
So I guess they didn't hear me. Let's try. Okay, let's try the other repeater.
Huntersville, and I'll stick around tonight.
I'll try to hook into that one.
W4BFB. Please check in. Kilo Whiskey 4 Papa Delta KW4PD David and Aquadel, and please count me out after formal. Thank you.
Rodney, please check in Kilo Mike 4, November Sierra India, KM4, NSI, Gene and Matthews.
Net control. Check in and out. Kilo 4, Zulu, Alpha Delta, Jody, China Grove. Your buddy Raymond won't talk to me anymore. That's Frank right there real quick. And let's recognize these 5 stations. And Jody, you got me tickled. All right, let's recognize NR2Z. That's Dom up in Huntersville. And Dom, I got you sticking around with me. And Dom, I can't wait to hear what your boss man had you fixing or doing around the house today. So I'm going to be all ears here in a minute. Then we have KW4PD. That's David up in Aquadale. Thank you, David, for coming by and checking in with us and being a regular with us here. And Gene, speaking of regulars, here's KM4NSI. And that's not complete without Gene coming by now. Gene's down there in Matthews checking in with us. And then we got Jody, who sounds a little broken-hearted tonight because Raymond's not wanting to talk to him, but it's nothing that a good apology won't take care of, Jody. I've learned with Raymond I have to apologize to him if I hurt his feelings, and I do. Sometimes I'm not affectionate enough to him like I should be to a brother. That's KK4ZAD, Mr. Jody in China Grove. Jody, don't worry, he'll be back around, or you just have to call him up and apologize. I got myself tickled here. Let's open it all the way up to the alphabet. That's A through Z. That's Alpha through Zulu. I'm taking
Okay,
everybody.
let's try this again.
Any way you want to check in with me, just come on in here and check in. Don't be a stranger. I want everybody to check in tonight. We've had 26 check-ins so far. Please call net control. I'll take you any way you want to check in, A through Z.
Net control. Net control, please check in. Whiskey Bravo 4, November Charlie Quebec, WB4NCQ Cliff, East Charlotte. Good evening, Rodney, and all the net. I'm going to have to be in and out, but good net, sir.
Net control. Please check in and out Whiskey 2 Alpha Bravo Tango Stephen in South Charlotte, and I'll be checking out.
For a whole slew of them to come in there, but maybe if we'll pick up a few more in a minute. Let's recognize Mr. Cliff. Cliff's right up the road, not too far from me. That's WB4NCQ. Thank you, Cliff, for coming by and checking in with me. Hope all's well up your way. All right, I want to ask one more time before we shut her down, the formal part. Man, I was hoping to stretch this thing out there to at least 9:30. My formal part, but hey, that's the way it goes. We might have a light check-in night tonight after having 54 check-ins last week. Let's see if there's anyone else out there. We're taking stations A through Z. Please call net control.
Net control. Please check in and out. Whiskey 2, Alpha Bravo Tango, Stephen in South Charlotte. Hope you have a good net tonight.
Chris in Lincolnton, and I'll be out after your verbal. W2ROD.
W4BFB 2-meter emergency net.
W2ROD. They check in and out. NK4X. John. Charlotte. Joe. Check in and out. KD4LBR. Kilo Delta 4. Lima Bravo Romeo. Rick in Lincoln. Picked us up 3 more stations. We've got to number 30 tonight. All right, we got Mr. Chris up there. That's N1CRG. Chris is located in Lincoln, and Chris is part of the drive time net in the mornings right here on the 230 machine. He invented the drivetimenet.com. Be sure to go by there and check it out. That's all of us guys that get in there on the 230 machine and kind of sit there and talk about eating. I think that's what we mainly talk about, eating, politics, NASCAR, and sometimes I don't think we talk about religion too much, but hey, we'll talk about anything. That's the N1CRG, Mr. Chris. Then we got NK4X, that's John, here in Charlotte. Thank you, John, for coming by and checking in. I was wondering where you were a little earlier. And then we got KD4LBR, that's Rick up in Lincolnton. You know, it must be mandatory. If you live in Lincolnton, you got to go ahead and get your ham license. Because, man, we get a lot of people from Lincolnton checking in with us. Man, we certainly do appreciate all you Lincolnton people up that way checking in with us down here towards Charlotte at the Mecklenburg Amateur Radio Society sponsored Metrolina 2-meter emergency net. All right, let's try one more time. I got to. Got to keep on going.
Okay, one more time.
Stretch it out. Can y'all tell,
One more
ladies and gentlemen?
time.
Let's see if there's anyone else out there. Alpha through Zulu wishing to check in. Please call net control.
Net control.